Hey vinyl community, it's Michael. Welcome back to Near Wild Heaven. What's playing right now, this is Left End. Great hard rock band from Cleveland. The song playing right now is called Loser. Great stuff from Left End, Spoiled Rotten. Turn this down. So today's video is going to be 15 albums from 1974. So I'm just going to jump right into it. And first up, we got Radio City, Big Star. This is their second album. This is after Chris Bell left and Alex Chilton kind of took over all the songwriting. And it's really good. It's some of the best songs on here. September Girls is a great song that was covered by the Bangles in the 80s. Really good song. Oh My Soul is great. You Get What You Deserve. She's a Mover, Back of a Car, Daisy Glaze, great stuff. Kind of power pop, just generally good rock and roll, but mainly kind of a power pop sound to them. But really good stuff. They influenced a lot of people from REM, the DBs, the Feelies, all kinds of people. But yeah, great stuff. Big Star, Radio City, their second album. And up next, this is Todd Rundgren's Utopia, their first album. This is like Todd's version of prog rock, and it's good. I like this. It's I've had this for 50 years. It's a great album though. Lots of instrumentals. Just generally really good stuff if you like prog rock. Even some of Todd's solo stuff. But the thing about this band is this was their first album. It's like really good prog rock, but as the band progressed, they more or less turned into like a pop band in their later years. But this album's pretty good. If you like progressive rock, it's got, you know, synthesizers, organs, guitars, drums, just great sounding stuff from Todd Rundgren and Utopia. And up next, this is Grand Funk, Shining On. This is like this album, they were kind of dropping the more hard rock stuff and trying to be more pop oriented. They do a cover of The Locomotion, which is a song that was recorded by someone named Little Eva that came out in like the early 60s. So they did a version of it here, kind of a more rockier version of it. But it's not too bad. I prefer the earlier albums over this one. This one, like I said, they're trying to be more pop oriented, I guess. But there are some songs on here that they have like a harder rock sound to them. Like the title song, Shining On, is pretty good. And Getting Over You is not bad. Yeah, pretty good stuff. They added a keyboard player by this time. His name is Craig Frost. And also Todd Rundgren plays guitar on here on a couple of tracks. So, yeah, there you go. Grand Funk, Shining On. It's kind of hard to find this with these still intact. But, yeah, not a bad album. Not their best, but it's enjoyable. Grand Funk, Shining On. And up next, this is The Who, Odds and Sods. This was their release of like maybe unreleased songs or different versions, but some of these songs are really, really good. Like one called Glow Girl, it's really good. Pure and Easy is great. That was one of the songs that Pete Townshend had wrote for his opera Lifehouse that never got released. But yeah, that was one of the songs that he had wrote for that. And I'm the Face, that's an early song. I think that was recorded when they were called the High Numbers. And yeah, they recorded that in 1964. And Naked Eye is really good on this. And also the single off of this was Long Live Rock. But great stuff from The Who. This has a lyric sheet to it. And it also had a, see if I can get it out of here. Here it is, a poster, nice live shot of the band there. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. The Who, Odds and Sods. And up next, this is Roxy Music, Stranded. It's their third album. Show the full effect there. And then the inside, and their third album. The first one with Eddie Jobson. This was after Eno left, and they brought in Eddie Jobson to replace Eno. And he plays synthesizer, violin, and keyboards. But great stuff from Roxy Music. Songs like Street Life is really good. Song for Europe is great. Mother of Pearl is like one of my favorite songs on here. But yeah, they were not quite there as far as having a hit single goes, but they were on their way. And this is a great album from Roxy Music. So if you haven't heard this one, check it out. It's a great album. And up next, this is Neil Merryweather, Space Rangers. This is great. This is like a mix of hard rock and a little bit of R&B and possibly some psychedelia. Well, definitely some psychedelia. The guitar work on this is just excellent. But yeah, this is great stuff. They do a really good version of 8 Miles High, and I think there was another, Sunshine Superman, the Donovan song, do a really good version of that. But this is great stuff. If you like kind of a harder sounding psych with a little bit of R&B mixed in there with hard rock, it's a really good album to check out. Space Ranger by Neil Merryweather. And up next, the Sparks Propaganda. This was their 4th album. Pretty good, quirky pop, early Sparks, that's how they rolled. But pretty good stuff. Some of the songs on here, the ones that I like, Something for the Girl with Everything is really good. At Home, at Work, at Play is great. Who Don't Like Kids, Never Turn Your Back on Mother Earth. It's similar in sound to the album that they did before this, called Kimono My House, with the 2 Japanese girls on the cover. Similar in sound to that. So a little bit of power pop, kind of quirkiness to Ron Miles' lyrics, and delivered quite well by the whole band. But great stuff from Sparks, the 4th album, Propaganda. And up next, this is Mcgear by Mcgear. Probably many of you know that Mike Mcgear is Paul McCartney's brother. He changed his last name so people wouldn't associate him with Paul McCartney and accuse him of trying to gain popularity through his brother. But yeah, this is a good album, and you could say this is like a long lost Wings album, because Paul and Linda McCartney on here, all of the band in Wings, everybody that was in Wings at the time, that includes Jimmy McCullough, Denny Lane, Jerry Conway, and it says here someone named Brian Jones played sax, but I don't think it's the Rolling Stones' Brian Jones, because he was dead by then. But yeah, there's some great stuff on here. He does a really good version of Roxy Music's song called Sea Breezes. It's really good. Most of the songs on here are, if they're not covers, they were written by Mike Mcgear and Paul McCartney. And there's one song on here, it's called Leave It, that was written solely by Paul McCartney. But yeah, great stuff. Giving Grease a Ride, that's a great song on this. If you like that, if you've heard that, or if you haven't heard it, check it out. Great song, great album. Mcgear by Mike Mcgear. And up next, this is King Crimson, Red. They were down to a 3-piece here with Robert Fripp, John Wetton, and Bill Bruford. And they also have special guests David Cross on violin, Mel Collins on saxophone, Ian MacDonald on alto saxophone, Robin Miller on oboe. Yeah, really good progressive rock. Some of it long jams, but great stuff from Robert Fripp and company. They were getting really progressive here, really experimental, and just all together just great stuff. King Crimson, Red. up next, this is June 1st, 1974, with Kevin Ayers, John Cale, Eno, and Nico. This was a live concert, of course, that was recorded on June 1st, 1974. But yeah, great stuff on here. There's a live version of Eno's Babies on Fire, which is just fantastic. Then they got John Cale does a version of Heartbreak Hotel, the old Elvis Presley song. And Nico does a version of The Doors' The End. That's really good. And then side 2 is all Kevin Ayers, which I like Kevin Ayers, but I think they should have put a few of the other people on side 2 too. But yeah, it's still pretty good. Stranger in Blue Suede Shoes, Kevin Ayers song, that's a great song. Everybody's Sometime and Some People's All the Time Blues, that's great stuff. Really good British progressive rock at the time of this release. So there you go, June 1st, 1974, with Kevin Ayers, John Cale, Eno, and Nico. And up next, this is Hawkwind, Hall of the Mountain Grill. This was the last album to feature Lemmy. I think it was like maybe their 4th or 5th album altogether. But yeah, really good stuff. Pretty much what you would expect from Hawkwind. There's the inner sleeve, more stuff, but the songs on here, Psychedelic Warlords, Disappear in Smoke. Great song, great psychedelic jam. You Better Believe It is really good. Hall of the Mountain Grill, great song. Goat Willow, Paradox, just really good stuff from Hawkwind. I love Hawkwind. I have just about all of their albums except maybe some of the later stuff. But yeah, great stuff from Hawkwind. Hall of the Mountain Grill. And up next, this is Gong, You. Gong, if you don't know, was a progressive rock band from the Canterbury area of London, which also produced bands like The Soft Machine, and I can't think of any others right now. I think Caravan came out of that scene too. But yeah, Gong was kind of psychedelic progressive rock with a kind of a quirky attitude to it. Steve Hillage plays lead guitar on here. Steve Hillage is a great guitarist, and he does pretty good on here. But songs like I Thought for Naught, Magic Mother, Invocation, Master Builder, Perfect Mystery, The Isle of Everywhere, and You Never Blow Your Trip Forever. But great stuff from Gong. Like I said, kind of psychedelic prog rock. Great stuff. You by Gong. And up next, probably one of my favorite prog rock albums. This is Genesis, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. This was the last album with Peter Gabriel on vocals. It's so good. Some of the songs on here I really like are like The Carpet Crawlers is really good. Back in New York City is great. Lily White Lilith. The Grand Parade of Lifeless Packaging, Cuckoo Cocoon, and the title song Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. But great stuff from Genesis. They did a really wild stage show with this too, although I didn't get a chance to see it. I've heard about it. So yeah, there you go, Genesis, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. And a couple more here. Up next, this is Captain Beefheart. Blue Jeans and Moonbeams. This isn't like the best Captain Beefheart album. It's kind of lame, but there are a few good songs. This was done in the mid-70s when his record company was trying to make him be more commercial. And there's a few songs on here that are kind of in that vein, and they're not very good. I mean, Captain Beefheart was just not made for top 40 material, you know. But the few songs here on here that are really good is like Rock and Roll the Evil Doll and Observatory Crest and Same Old Blues. So it's not a total loss, but it's not like my favorite Captain Beefheart album. But if you don't know about it, if you like Captain Beefheart and haven't heard this, you know, stream it, check it out. It's worth a listen at least. But there you go, Captain Beefheart, Blue Jeans and Moonbeams. And the last one here, this is Be-Bop Deluxe, Axe Victim, their first album. After this album, Bill Nelson, the guy there on guitar, he would break this band up and assemble a whole new band for his next few albums, and then they became really successful. But this one's good. It's got some great stuff on it. It's more in the glam vein, kind of like a big Bowie influence there, like you can tell by these guys the way they look. But yeah, there's some great songs on here though. Adventures in a Yorkshire Landscape is a fantastic song. No Trains to Heaven is good. The title song, Axe Victim, and Third Floor Heaven and Night Creatures, all really good. Now, Bill Nelson is like a very underrated guitarist, but he's so good. He's excellent. He's got a really fluid style. If you listen to the song Adventures in a Yorkshire Landscape, you'll know exactly what I mean. But yeah, Be-Bop Deluxe, Axe Victim. Great album. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks to everybody who leaves comments. Thanks to everyone who subscribed in the last few weeks. I hope everyone enjoys your weekend. And take care, VC. We'll see you next weekend.